All right, here we go. Welcome to video number one of the fourth video series, Home Health Contract Therapy Business Free Training. So let's start with the cash flow. You have to know what cash flow do you want as far as doing business in order for you to know what type of model you're going to do. Okay? It's important that you know what cash flow you're in right now, and then you can ask yourself, okay, what type of cash flow do I want? Okay. So in this video, I'm going to show you the four ways to create cash flow. All right. And then, like I said, see what type of cash flow you're in right now. And then ask yourself, where do you want to be? Okay. So this video is based on the book of Robert Kiyosaki, The Cash Flow Quadrant. Robert Kiyosaki is also the author of the famous book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. If you've heard of that book, this is the guy. Okay. So in his book, The Cash Flow Quadrant, he actually explains that whether you like it or not, you belong to one of these quadrants, whether you're an employee or whether you have a business. Okay. Find out where you are and then decide where you want to be. So, again, this is not my idea. This is a disclaimer. This is based on his book. I just applied it to our industry, the Rehab Professional Cash Flow Quadrant. Here we go. The Rehab Professional Cash Flow Quadrant. The first quadrant on the top left is the E quadrant, which is the employee quadrant. In this quadrant, you actually have a job. Okay. I would say 90% of PTs, OTs, or speech therapists are in this quadrant. We were trained to, go to school, finish your course, finish the program, get your license, and look for a job. That's how somehow the system trained us, okay, or wired us, okay? And that's okay if that's what you want to do for the rest of your life and you just want to be an employee, then hey, to each his own, right? Now, the S quadrant at the bottom of this is what you call the self-employed quadrant. In this quadrant, you have where you own a job, okay? These quadrant identifies the solo clinic owner or the solopreneurs. They want to call the shots. They don't want to take orders from any employer. They just want to do their own thing. Okay. Now, with these two, the most common thing is you are trading time for money, for revenue. Okay. The time that you put in is directly proportional to the money you make. So, therefore, if you don't put in the time, you don't make money. All right. Now, on the right side of the quadrant, you will see the big difference. Top right, on this quadrant, you have the business owner quadrant. In this quadrant, you own a system that creates revenue, which means you have others working for you or with you. Whether you decide not to work, you still have revenue coming in. Okay, you have a system, just like McDonald's. Okay, McDonald's, they have high school kids working the system, and it's like a well-oiled machine. You get a Big Mac, same thing everywhere, right? So as a business owner, again, you have a system that creates revenue. Now, the right bottom quadrant is the investor quadrant. In this quadrant, you have money working for you, okay? If you ever watch the show Shark Tank, this is the quadrant for that. You have what you call the venture capitalists. They look for businesses they can invest into, and then they see or they look for, the amount of return to the money they invested. All right. The most common thing with the right quadrants is, those two in the right quadrant, business owner and investor. The most common thing is you create revenue without trading your time. All right. That's brilliant. If you can create revenue without trading your time, then that's awesome because you cannot recycle time. All right. So, again, you create cash flow because you have a system that generates revenue. The question now is, how do you move from the left side of the quadrant to the right side of the quadrant? In our industry, there's a lot of choices, okay? You either do the brick and mortar model, you do the cash flow model, cash-based practice model, or you do the home health model, okay? In my case, I chose the home health model. I chose the contracting model, and I'm going to show you why in the next video. I'm going to show you how it works. Okay. Now, if you want to stay as a self-employed for the rest of your career and you don't want to work with anybody, hey, that's totally okay. To each his own, right? I'm just showing you what options are out there in case you want to have a business that creates revenue for you should you decide not to do all the work. Okay? And I'm about to show you that as far as my model is concerned. And that's why you're watching this video series because you want to know how my model works, right? The home health contract therapy business model. All right. If you want to see that video right now, just click on the link at the end of this video and it will show you the next video. See you shortly. Okay, I'm going to show you how my model works. How does a home health contract therapy business work? The best way to understand how it works is to show you a case study. Okay, this is a case study that I did myself. Okay, so the title of this case study is How I Made $480 an Hour in One Total Knee Replacement Referral. Okay, 480 an hour in one total knee. Too good to be true, right? Who gets paid 480 bucks an hour as a therapist? That's the first reaction you probably made when you saw this title. But I'm going to show you how. I'm going to show you the numbers and then you'll understand how I made this amount. Okay? All right, so here we go. 480 in an hour, really? Let me show you how. I received a referral on a Friday. I did the PT eval and my frequency was one time a week for the first week, 3 times a week for the next 4 weeks. So, in short, 1 week 1, 3 week 4, I have a total of 13 visits for these total knee patient. So, what happened? I'm going to show you the numbers. So, I did the 2 visits. I did the PT eval and the discharge. In our area, we charge a flat rate of $75 flat rate per visit. Okay. So since I did the 2 visits, I did the eval and discharge, $75 times 2, I made 150 on that one. Okay. So out of the 13 visits, I did the 2 visits. Now there's how many visits left? 11 visits. The 11 visits I delegated to the PTA to do the follow-up visits to carry out my plan of care. I paid the PTA $45. Okay. Now, since I charge $75 flat rate as a company, as a contracting company, and then I paid the PTA 45, I made a profit of $30 per PTA visit. Okay. So $30, which is my profit margin, times the 11 visits from the PTA, I made a total of $330 from the PTA visits. Follow so far? Okay. So now 330 from the PTA and then 150 from me. All right. So the 2 visits is 150, 11 visits from PTA, paid at 45, brought in a revenue of 30 bucks a visit. That's why I made 330 on that PTA. Okay. Now you add that 330 plus 150, that's $480 an hour. And the reason I say an hour is because it only required me 30 minutes for the eval, 30 minutes for the discharge. That's per Medicare rules, okay? But of course, if you need to stay more than 30 minutes, then do what the patient needs. I'm just saying, from my end, it only required 30 minutes eval, 30 minutes discharge, total of 1 hour. So if you add 150 and 330, then that's 480 in an hour. Okay? Follow so far? All right. Now, what happens if I'm not available to treat this patient or do the eval or discharge? Let's say I'm out of town and my company received this referral. I'm not available. However, I have a PRN PT that's available. Okay. Then my secretary can call that PRNPT and delegate this referral. So a PRNPT who's going to do the eval and discharge for me will do the eval and discharge, and then we will pay that PT the 150. Therefore, I'm going to lose the $75 for eval and discharge. We pay the PT the same rate. Okay. So break even on that one. However, since it is my company, I keep the profit of $330. Okay. It is my company. That's a passive income. So I made $330 from the PTA, and therefore that's what you call leverage. All right. That's how I make money. That's how the business works. Okay. 480 in an hour. There you go. Those are the numbers. That's how you make money in this business model. Brilliant, isn't it? Leverage is the name of the game. All right. Let me show you the other reasons why I chose this business model. I chose this business model because in this setting, I can hire PT, PTAs, OT codas, and speech therapists, all PRN, meaning, you know what's PRN? You pay as you go. If they don't see patients for you, you don't pay them. Therefore, you don't have to offer benefits. Okay. No benefits to pay. I'm not going to be worried when it comes to payday if I have enough money to pay them because they brought in revenue for whatever I'm going to pay them. All right. I should have the money to pay them because they saw patients and they brought in revenue. Okay. With that, I can sleep well at night. Okay. Now, what's the worst case scenario? Let's say you don't have any patients, you don't have any referrals. Okay. What's the worst case scenario? In my business model, nothing. Nothing is going to happen. If they don't see patients, I don't have to worry about paying them on payday. Again, because it's pay as you go. I only pay them when they bring in revenue, when they do visits. Okay. Now, in the brick and mortar setting, the worst case scenario is if you don't have enough patients coming into your clinic, then you still have to cover your overhead. You cover your building, your lease, your if you're leasing equipment, so you have to pay that, your staff, your receptionists, you know, everything. If you're leasing a building or an office space in a nice location, that's easy, $3,000 or $5,000 a month. Your receptionist, your staff, easy $8,000 to $10,000 a month, depending on how big your clinic is. Now, this is nothing against the brick and mortar setting. I have buddies, I have colleagues that are successful in their brick and mortar setting. They do great. I'm just telling you, it is a fact. Okay. It is a fact that whether you like it or not, you have a consistent overhead expense in a brick and mortar setting. I am not making that up. It is a fact. Again, if that fits your personality and that's what you want to do, hey, hats off to you. I'm just showing you that in my case, the worst case scenario is if we don't have any patients, no referrals, I don't have to worry about paying a building rent. All right. Okay. So now that you know how it works, in the next video, I'm going to show you how can you execute. How can you start? Let's say you're working in a hospital or nursing home or whatever setting and you want to start this business model. How can you start? Okay. Do you have to quit your job and dive in 100%? No, you don't have to do that. I'll show you how you can execute. Okay. And you can see the next video if you click the link at the end of this video number 2. All right. Okay. So welcome to video number 3, startup. Okay. How do you start? All right. Now that I've shown you the numbers, I've shown you how you can make money with this model. How in the world can you start? Okay, let's say you have work, or you're tied up with a full-time job. Is it possible to start this? Heck yeah. Yes, you can. Let me show you how. How can you execute? Okay? So, execution. This is what you can do. If you do 2 evals a day in 5 days, Monday to Friday, that's equal to 10 evals at least. Okay. Let's say you do one on lunchtime and you do one after work, then that's 2 evals a day. If you can't squeeze one during lunchtime, then do two after work. Okay. You just have to give up watching Dancing with the Stars. All right. Quit watching TV. Make use of your time. All right. Do something that will generate revenue. 2 evals after work, that's doable. All right. So 2 evals a day, Monday to Friday. In 5 days, that's 10 evals that you can do in 1 week. Now, if you want to do another 4 evals on a Saturday, that gives you 14 evals a week. Okay, let's say you're busy with your kids or whatever, with your significant other, and you can only squeeze 4 evals on a Saturday. Then you have at least a spot for 14 evals a week. Now, what do you do with these 14 evals? Let's say your frequency is a minimum of 2 times a week per patient. Let's say you picked up this 14 evals and they do need therapy. Let's say PT only. So 28 visits a week is actually from the 14 evals you did with a frequency of 2 times a week. 14 times 2, that's 28. And from our past video, I showed you an example on how you can make 30 bucks per visit from the PTA. You can actually also make that from the OTA. Okay. So in this example, 28 visits a week from the PTA times $30, you can make $840 a week. Okay. $840 a week from your assistants. That's passive income. Okay. That's with the assistants doing the treatment. You're giving them jobs. They're happy because you're paying them 45 bucks per treatment. And then if you do that in 4 weeks, or if they see the patients in 4 weeks, then you're generating a revenue of $3,360 a month. All right. That's just for the 14 evals you did in 1 week. Now, look at this. If you did 14 evals in 1 week and that generated $3,360 for the 4 weeks of the 28 visits, let's say 2 week 4 or 2 times a week for 4 weeks, that's the frequency you have for each eval. That's just for 1 week of 14 evals. Let's say you did 4 weeks with 14 evals. Then you multiply $3,360 times 4 weeks. That can generate $13,440 a month. Is that possible? Heck yeah. Have I done it? Yes. Okay. Now, is this the same result you're going to get? I can tell you right now, I will not guarantee that because it depends on how you grow your business. This is not a get rich quick scheme. This is not a get rich quick overnight. Okay. You still have to make sure you do the evals, you get the referrals, get the job done. Okay. Now, like I said, if you're not available to do the evals, you can always delegate the PT evals, OT evals, and discharges. And because it's your business, you still keep the profit. Make sense? All right. I hope I made myself clear. Okay. So now that you know how to generate revenue and how you can execute by doing 1 eval on lunchtime or after work or 2 evals after work, what's next? Okay. The next thing is, how do you start? Okay. What do you need to do? Okay. I'll show you the 5 major moving parts that you need in order to get started. Okay. I'm spilling the beans right now, guys. I'm going to show you the 5 major moving parts. Okay. Here we go. Number 1, you need to establish your company. You have to contract as a company because if you contract as an individual PRN, you cannot delegate visits. You will be paid as an individual PRN. So you need your company. Okay. Number two, you have to gather your crew. You have to have your PT, PTA, OT, CODA, speech therapist. Okay. You have to be able to provide those services. Gather your crew. Okay. Number three, prepare your contracts. No contract, no business. You have to have contracts with the agencies. You have to have a contract with your therapist. Okay. Number four, you have to know how to get contracts with a home health agency. Okay. There's a way to get contracts with a home health agency, and you have to know that. You have to figure out what's the best way to get your foot in the door. Number five, of course, you have to bill for your services. And the good thing about this model is you bill with no codes. You don't need ICD 10 codes. And then after you bill, make sure you get paid. If you don't get paid, you're going to go out of business. All right. So now that I've shown you the five major moving parts, you can actually do this on your own, or I can keep coaching you. Okay. I've shown you a ton of value, a ton of information in these videos, guys, and I hope you learn a lot. You can do this on your own with what I've just shown you. Okay. Or like I said, I can keep coaching you. If you want me to coach you, question is, do you want me to coach you? Okay. If you want me to coach you, I'm taking away the guesswork by creating a blueprint. Okay. I actually created a blueprint for you, and I can keep coaching you with what I created. And I call that the Home Health Contract Coaching Program. I made a home health contract coaching program for those who want to get continuous coaching from me. Of course, it's going to require my time. It's going to require me constantly talking to you, contacting you, making sure you're making progress. And this is why it's a coaching program. It's an ongoing relationship between you and I. Okay. I will show that in the next video. That's the last and fourth video, the blueprint. I'm going to show you what's inside my coaching program. If you want to know what's inside a coaching program, you can actually click the link at the end of this video and you can see what's inside. All right. I'll see you in the next video.
HelloNote is a truly therapist-friendly practice management solution with integrated EMR that will enhance workflow, efficiency, and patient care. HelloNote reduces error and allows you to spend more time with your patients. It comes integrated with billing. Claims are generated once a note is completed. You can bill with one click and a patient portal, which streamlines the patient intake process. Beautifully engineered and cloud-based for easy accessibility, the software works on all platforms. You can access patient records from anywhere. We also offer 24/7 support. HelloNote is the practice management solution that you're looking for.
Okay, welcome to the fourth and last video in this 4 video series training. In this video, I'm going to show you the blueprint. Okay, this is what my students are going through as far as my coaching program. Okay, I'm going to show you inside this coaching program. All right, first, before you ask me how much is this program, I want you to know what's inside. I want you to see if this brings value before we talk about the fees. Yes, this is a paid program. This is not a free program because this will require my time to constantly coach you, to answer your questions. And like I said, it's going to be an ongoing relationship. All right. And because it requires my time, therefore, it will require that I charge for it. Okay. It's time away from my family, it's time I'm giving to you. I just think it's fair that I charge for it. And I'm not going to apologize for it. And mind you, this program is not for everybody. Not because you have the money, it doesn't necessarily mean I will accept you in this program. I'm just saying, okay? We have to be a good fit for the program. All right. So, without further ado, let me show you what's inside. All right. So, here's the home health contract coaching program. Here's what you're going to see. Once you log in and go inside, you're going to see that there's actually 47 lessons inside. There's 12 modules in this program. Module 1 shows you how to set up your company. Module 2, how to hire staff and where to find them. Module 3, how to get contracts with the home health agencies. Module 4, how to establish a contract with your hired therapy staff. Module 5, very important, how to bill for your services. Module 6, how to get paid. Module 7, how to pay for your staff from your smartphone. Module 8, how to run your daily operations from your smartphone. Module 9, very important, how to start without a business loan. Okay? You don't have to get a loan to start this business. Okay? Now, the last three modules, Module 10, how to hire a part time virtual secretary. Module 11, how to fill out parts of the contract. And then Module 12, how to automate your business process. What happens from the time you get the referral to the time you bill and to the time you discharge. And then there's another video on in understanding the hierarchy. Who does what inside the home care agency that you contract with? And then, as part of my coaching program, I give you the bonus contract templates, the actual contracts that I use for the agency and for the therapist. I throw that in. All right, let's look at it a little bit closer. If you click module 1, it states here, or it'll show you why do you need to set up your company, the different company structures, steps you need to do, and the checklist of your to-dos. Okay, so if you click that, you have bite-sized videos inside. This video is 8 minutes 28 seconds. Okay, you can watch these videos wherever you have internet, from your phone, iPhone, Android, iPad, tablets, wherever you are. You can be on the go, you can be working out and watching these videos. All right. So each video will show you what you need to do. You click the different company structures. That's a 10-minute, 31-second video. Steps you need to do. That's a 12-minute video. Okay. And the checklist of what you need to do. That's less than 2 minutes video. It shows you the checklist. And as a matter of fact, you can actually click the PDF here. And then once you download the checklist, you can print the checklist, and then it will show you what you need to do step by step. And you just check them off as you go on. Okay? So that's module 1. All right. What happens in module 2? Again, it shows you videos on how to hire staff and where to find them. Okay? Who are the players? What are you hiring for what position? Okay? That's a less than 5-minute video. Hiring for what position? That's a less than 5-minute video. What do you look for? Okay, what do you look for a potential hire PRN therapist? I discussed that with the 5-minute 42 seconds video. Where do you find them? Okay, that's a 5-minute video again. And how do you convince them? Okay, how do you convince them to work with you? And then what should you offer? All right. Okay. So the next module is how to get contracts with the home health agencies. Very important. I'm going to show you how to survey the agencies in your area. Okay, that's a 5-minute 29-second video. How do you approach the home health agencies? Okay, and then tips on getting your foot in the door. Okay, and then there's a PDF version of the approach template. It tells you what you need to do or what you need to say when you call the home health agency. It's a script. Okay. How do you establish rapport? What questions or replies you would normally expect. And then how do you handle objections? Okay. There's a script for that. Okay. So it's very comprehensive so far, as you can see. And then, of course, you can also have the slides of the module. Now, there are some modules without slides because it's a demo. It's like a looking over my shoulder, okay? Now, how do you establish contract with your therapy staff? Again, these are videos. The rate agreement, the list of credentials you're going to need, the software to use when onboarding staff. I don't chase papers. I use a software on how to get or in getting my staff credentials, CPR, TB tests, and all that stuff. Okay. I'm not going to chase somebody, hey, where's your TB test? Where's the CPR? I'm not going to do that. All right. And then a PDF download of what credentials do the agencies normally require. So there's a list for that. You can copy and paste. You can text it to your potential hire. They can e-fax it to you, and then you can have it just like that. Okay. All right. So next is how to bill for your services. In this video, I'm going to show you the software we use on how to bill. That's an 11-minute, 50-second video. And then it's basically looking at my shoulder. Here's how we do it. Okay. And then module 6, how do you get paid? Very important. You need to get your money. The downfall of any business is when you don't get paid for your services. Okay. Let me ask you this. If you're working full time right now and payday comes, and then they tell you, hey, we don't have your check, what are you going to do? You're probably going to throw a fit, right? You need to get your check. You provided the services, you provided the work. Same is through with business. You have to have that mentality. You have to have the same attitude. You provided services, you need to get paid. I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay. All right. Module 7, how to pay your staff from your smartphone. Okay. You don't need to carry a checkbook with you wherever you are and then mail those check. That's dinosaur age. Okay. We're in the modern age now. You can pay anybody from your smartphone. I'll show you how to do that. There's a video for that. Pay your staff from anywhere. That's a 6-minute video. Okay. Module 8, how to run your daily operations from your smartphone. You should know who's doing what. Okay. Just from your smartphone, you should have a bird's eye view of how much business are you doing. Okay. And you can see those reports with the software that we're using. Okay. Your business at your fingertips, basically. That's a video, and that's 8-minute, 54-second video. Okay. So as you can see, there's videos for everything. I basically did a brain dump for you. Everything that I know in doing this business from 2003 to the present, it's for the past 14 years already, I put in this blueprint. Okay. Now, module 9, how do you start without a business loan? Okay. Cash flow is king. I'm going to show you why you need to start without a business loan. Okay. And how can you do that? That's an 8-minute, 33-second video. All right. I'm almost done with the bird's eye view of this blueprint. Module 10, how to hire part-time virtual secretary. You need a secretary to do stuff for you. Okay. You don't do a $10 job because you're too expensive to do that. You'll make more money seeing patients or working on your business than doing an office work. There's a video for that. And that's about a 7-minute video. Okay. And there's also slides for that. Okay. And then module 11, how do you fill out the parts of the contract? This is one of the most important videos in here. There's 18 minutes in this video. It shows you what to fill out in the contract that I give away as a bonus. Okay. You will know what to do. You will know step by step what to put in what spot. Okay. So everything is pretty much spoon-fed for you. Okay. Or spoon-fed to you. Okay. So module 12, automation is the name of the game. How do you automate your business? Like I said, you should have a process on what to do from the time you receive the referral to the time you discharge. Okay. Just like McDonald's, Big Mac is a Big Mac. There's a process to create a Big Mac. Even a high school kid can do it. All right. It's a 10-minute, 30-second video. Okay. And lastly, like I said, if you become a part of this program, I give away the bonus contract templates. These are the actual templates you're going to download for the agency and for the therapist. Okay, so as you can see, everything is provided for you: the home health agency contract and the therapist, and PRN therapist contract. So pretty much this is the bread and butter of your business. Okay, let me show you what these two look like. So the agency contract here, all you got to do is fill out your company name, the services you provide as a company, PT, OT, speech if you want. Um, you're providing that as a company because you're a PT, you can only provide PT, obviously, right? But as a company, you can hire other disciplines that you can offer through your company. Okay. So these are 9 pages. If you look at this, these are 9 pages. These alone has a lot of value. All you got to do is put in the information on the text that's on red, um, and then pretty much it's self-explanatory. If you hire a lawyer to make one for you, it's going to cost you at least $200 an hour. And let's say it's about an hour per page. At 9 pages, you're looking at 1,800 just for a lawyer to do one for you. Okay, so this alone you don't have to think about. I'm giving this to you as a bonus, but as a disclaimer, I'm not a lawyer, so use this at your own risk. But I'm telling you, I've never had any issues with this contract. Okay. So, and if you want a lawyer to review it for you for another $200, it really doesn't cost that much, just so you have a peace of mind if you want. But the bottom line is, I'm giving this to you as bonus. Use it if you want to. Okay. And one of the videos will explain to you how to fill this out. All right. So that's the agency contract. Okay. And then I'm going to explain to you as well the therapist contract. This is your contract with the therapist that's going to work for you, PRN. It spells out what they need to do. You put your company here, independent contractor agreement, date and time. I mean, date and the name of the therapist and how much you're going to pay them in what location. Basically, you just edit this thing. Okay. And it also shows this is where they sign, this is where you sign, and you date it. Okay. So everything is pretty much spoon fed to you. So you don't actually need anything else in starting this business. It's basically a business in a box. You can actually do this from the ground up. Okay. All right. So this alone is 5 pages. So again, if you hire a lawyer at $200 an hour, this is going to cost you $1,000 so $1,000 here plus 1,800 on the other form. You're already looking at savings of $2,800 just for these forms alone. All right. So there you have it. Those are your contracts. Okay. Now the other important thing here is you also have your important documents whenever you hire somebody. Okay. Whenever you hire your PRN staff, you have the important forms. I'm giving that to you here. You have your IRS W-9 form, the job application form, drug test consent form, and the background check form. So everything is provided. Okay. And then another thing is you also have your, what do you call this? You have your frequently asked questions right here and interview questions. Okay. What questions you need to ask your PRN staff, your potential hire. Okay, so let's see, it's right here. So these are the interview questions. You just go through it, print it out, and then just type in the answers from your potential hire. All right. Okay, so the question now is, how much is it going to cost to take this course, right? So you're probably saying, hey, Bert, we get it. So how much does it cost to get into your program? Before I answer that question, I want you guys first to hear what my students say about this course. Okay. I've taught different colleagues who took this course, from speech therapist, occupational therapist, and physical therapist, from step one to step done on how to set up this business. All right. I want you to hear what they say. That way, it's not just me saying, oh, this is all good and all that. I want you to hear from their own words what this course is all about. Okay. And what we normally do is this. I'm going to show you real quick. What we do after they sign up into this course is we discuss the different modules. Modules 1, 2, and 3. Week 1, this is a live training with me face-to-face on a video call wherever you are. As long as you have internet, you can be in your kitchen, you can be in your bedroom, you can be in the living room, and you're going to meet other colleagues who are also taking the course at the same time with you. Okay. And then week 2, we discuss 4, 5, and 6. Again, that's a live training. Week 3, 7, 8, 9, live training. And the last week, week 4, modules 10, 11, and 12. Now check this out. After the 4th week, you should be open for business. Okay. My promise to you is you should be open for business in 30 days. That's a huge promise, guys. And I can back it up. I can show you how you can be open for business in 30 days. All right. And again, you can do this while keeping your current job, whatever you're doing as a therapist, whether cash-based or whatnot, whether you're working at a nursing home or hospital, and there's no need to bill Medicare or insurance, no need for full-time staff. You can start with PRN staff and no marketing to doctors. Okay. So here we go.
The biggest thing that's been so helpful are all of the forms that you have. Like I would just pay for the forms. I didn't even know the forms I needed for a business. And I mean, contracts and everything else. And I don't have to reinvent the wheel. I didn't even like expect to get that. So that was a nice bonus. And just learning things from someone that's done it. Because I went into trying to do this blindly, and I was just stonewalled so many times. And, you know, I just got that defeat. And like you were my last like pull onto this. I mean, I drained me and my husband's savings, like trying to start a new business with the brick and mortar. And I just feel like this is going to work. And it's already starting to, you know, just kind of pan out, and it feels so much better. So I don't feel blind. And just watching the modules and having the forms and having input from everybody. And it's also being able to call you. I mean, there's been a few times where I'm like, oh my God, what do I do? And just being able to text you or email you and say, what do I do in this situation? And you respond, and it helps and it works. So I'm really appreciative and thankful for this opportunity. It's been great. So I really appreciate it.
What I liked about this course is that I like structure. I like this course was every week, made me be accountable, get things done. Already kind of starting my own company. It was really hard because my friends and family supported me, but I had to kind of navigate things and figure things out. And I felt like a fish out of water a lot. And even having done that, it's nothing like what we're doing here. And so having the paperwork, everything laid out, structure, organized, it's just going to make things so much easier than what I did 2 years ago, kind of floundering around and still kind of figuring things out. And I think the best thing about this model is what I do now, working with adults with spinal cord injury. It's so physically intensive. I want to have energy for my kids at the end of the day, or if I get injured, I don't want to have to shut everything down. So I'm really hopeful for having to be able to kind of run things. Should things need to happen, I can adjust. And I think it's a good long-term plan.
Definitely, for starters, just having that checklist, because for most of us, well, some of us, it's our first business. So even if just whether we were starting this contract business or something else, it just gives you a platform of like what you need to do to start a business, at least the basics. So that was definitely great. And then something that's just comes from everyone, I think it's just the positivity that we all have in this group. You know, everyone trying to help each other out and provide advice. And, you know, I've been talking to Maritza a little bit. I know some of the other girls have been talking to each other, trying to help each other get things going. So just keeping that positive atmosphere, because I know it's probably scary for most people doing this. I mean, I I just moved to California. I've been here 3 weeks. I started a new job, and I'm trying to start seeing cash patients, and I'm also trying to do this. So it's like a lot for me, but when people are very positive and give a lot of good feedback and what you can do, it it really helps.
I really enjoyed just having like the weekly get-togethers and sharing ideas from what other people are doing, and then also just like the step-by-step modules that you have. It really shows like not only how to start this business, but if you're ever interested in starting another type of business, kind of lays out the base for what you need. So yeah, like a lot of this stuff I had no clue going in to this whole thing. So now like I'm a lot more confident if I do want to start some other type of cash business or something else, like I'll know exactly what I need to do. But also like, everyone, this program kind of provides an opportunity for you to, buy yourself more time. Like I have a fiance and a baby, so spending more time with them would, mean the world to me.
Just the community in general, and just knowing that there's others out there that are looking to do the same thing, even though they might not be in the same state. It's like, okay, there's some lonely souls out there trying to figure this out, and it doesn't feel quite as isolated as it has. Even my little other small business, I've just chugged along at such a slow pace because I feel like there's no markers or no examples, so it's kind of nice to just see that. I've taken some other online courses that there was this open sharing time and it was just complete dead. So I think you as a moderator and your just energy in general encourages people to talk versus other ones I've taken with a very meek leader, and it doesn't really encourage good conversation. So I appreciate that everybody's willing to just kind of ask questions and kind of throw things out there and work together. For me, like just about the course, I think the thing that sold me on it when I was like, okay, I'm going to take this. And then what I've really loved is I'm really socially anxious. And so when we're talking about just kind of cold calling places and making that is my nightmare. And so even just having like the scripts and saying, this is kind of how we're going to walk through this, like the scripts really helped. So it's like, oh my God, I would pay $1,000 for just those scripts. Like, tell me what to say, because I get so awkward. So I feel like those are really helpful.
All right. So how do you sign up? All right. How do you get into this program? All right. What you need to do is set up a call with me. At the end of this video, there's a link to set up an appointment. Okay. We need to talk. We need to find out to make sure you're a good fit for for this program. Like I said, this is not for everybody. Okay. I want to make sure that I'm a right fit for you or you're a right fit for me. Okay. And then in this call, we're going to discuss how much are the fees, what it's going to take. Okay. This schedule right here is not a commitment. This is just for you to find out what it's going to require. Okay. Click the link for scheduling the call. I'll talk to you soon.